back to Breaking Takes, everyone. Happy holidays. Merry
Happy
Kwanzaa.
holidays. Yes. Wait. Is it Kwanzaa?
I'm just throwing it out there, just in
Okay.
case. Merry Kwanzaa. Happy Hanukkah. You know, have just a
Has Hanukkah
spectacular...
started yet? You're the Jew here. Have to.
And I like the way you said that. I like how you hit the Jew hard. You didn't say you're the Jewish one here. You said you're the Jew.
I felt
love
comfortable with you saying
do.
I might not say that on the streets, but with you, I knew I could just go in on the Jew.
You see a random Hasidic guy on the sidewalk running after him going, "You're the Jew? You're the Jew?" He's like, whoa. No, I'm just trying to ask you the question. You're the Jew. You're the Jew.
Yeah, I need to hear this from a Jew.
And I love the way you said that, and I'm going to correct you and say I'm a half Jew, but I will take the full Jew accolades. I will take on just I'll take credit for all of Judaism.
He's cut, everybody. He's cut. Okay.
Yeah. Actually, just complete small side tangent. I was listening to a podcast this morning that brought up the malicious horrible accidents that happen during circumcision.
Yeah, it's pretty scary.
And as we all know, it is a Jewish custom. A lot of other people get it, but it is a Jewish custom. And so, there are a lot of Jew babies out there that, suffer from horrific accidents. And we hope that one day...
penises.
They got fucked up penises.
Damn.
They're getting scarred up. The first experience you ever have in your life is the doctor pulling you out of your mom's pussy.
That's not right.
And then just chopping off
a
piece of your dick, which at that point in your life, that's like 40% of your dick.
Yeah, that's like most your dick.
Yeah, like a baby dick is like 40% foreskin.
Why are we doing, why? I know you and we've gotten on this topic before, so we definitely don't need to go all the way into it, but I am very pro non-circumcision because this is giving me, I'm not a guy, but it scares me. Why are we mutilating baby dicks?
So the argument is that it helps with bacterial infection, and that apparently
you gotta clean it. You gotta pull it back and get in there.
Apparently, if you have a foreskin that holds on to bacteria and possible STDs, I think that's been debunked though. Because
you unsheath it.
Yeah.
And then you scrub a dub.
You pull it back. You unsheath. You take the sword out of the sheath.
Even I know this, and I've had little to no interaction with penises.
Yeah.
And yet I know how to maintain proper health and hygiene on one.
As our lead lesbian correspondent, do they that's your title.
I feel like I need to be standing outside with a WBAL lead lesbian reporter here.
Yeah, lead lesbian correspondent Sam Nash. Do they offer cut or uncut dildos? Is that a thing? Can you get a dildo with a foreskin that rolls back when you put it in?
I'm sure they actually probably do have those. I've not really seen one, but I'm absolutely sure. You want to know what they do have now, which is really fascinating? They have ejaculating strap-ons.
So just someone's penis that they chopped off and managed to keep alive.
I don't really understand. I need to look into more research on it, to understand what it's for. Can I use it to impregnate a woman if I got a sperm donation? Could I load up my little water gun, and then just go to town? Or is it just there because some girls like to be nutted in and they just want to have that stimulation? I don't know.
Yeah.
It's
possible.
They probably do have uncircumcised strap-ons. They probably do.
Well, I'm sure there's going to be that story about a kid who he gets in a street water gun fight with his friends, and he searches around the house for the water gun, and he's like, "Oh, there's one," and he goes in his mom's drawer, pulls out the fucking cumming strap-on, and is just lacing up his friends with fake cum. He's just absolutely
wouldn't even be mad.
Them.
I would just be like, my child is obviously just using logic-based thinking. They saw something that squirted a substance, and they took that to the battlefield. And I'm proud of them for making do with what they have.
Absolutely. The one. See, now my brain is stuck on this. if you're a lesbian using the strap on
Yes.
and it's fake coming, do you make fake coming noises like you're a guy? Are you like,
Yeah.
oh,
Maybe they're really into role playing, I guess. Because I think it's like a hand, like I squeeze the thing. If I'm wearing it, it's like connected kind of to like a tube, and I squeeze the like pump or whatever when I want a nut. So I can like time.
the nut pump.
Yeah, I can
Yeah.
time the ejaculation.
Mm.
This is just, I'm doing basic research. I was in the market recently looking for some stuff, and I came across this new technology, and I was just enamored.
Yeah. I guess it'd be weirder if you stay stone-faced while you're coming. Like, if
Yeah,
you're just
no, you
filling
gotta
someone
sell
up
it.
and you're just like,
Who wants to take a load from a statue?
Yeah.
You know, you got to be in character. At least role play it if you aren't really busting nuts.
yeah. Well, I'll do some investigative
Yes.
research, like some R&D with my wife, and I'll stay stone-faced one time, and then I'll just go full out the next time, and I'll say which one did it more for you.
Which one did you like?
Yeah, and then I could give some input to the lesbian community and be like, no, this
Okay.
is what they actually. This is how
Thank
you
you.
do that. So
Okay.
I'm honored to
Thank
have
you.
that task.
You're like out in the field,
Yeah.
doing work for us. I really appreciate that.
Yeah, I completely forgot how we got on this
Well,
tangent.
don't worry. Speaking of busting nuts, there are a lot of people busting nuts all over the news recently because Luigi Mangione, the
Mangione.
suspect, we have caught the suspect for the United Healthcare CEO assassination.
Yes.
And so he was caught, a couple days ago in Altoona,
Yeah.
Pennsylvania. So we're recording this December 11th. So by the time you hear this, I'm sure there'll be plenty more updates. But yeah, right now he's sitting in prison in Pennsylvania.
Yeah, he was caught eating chicken nuggets in a McDonald's. There's a photo of
Makes
him
sense.
with his hand around some nuggets.
Yeah.
And yeah,
Gotta grub
apparently
up when you're on
yeah.
the run.
I mean, look, you can't make it long if you're a criminal, most wanted criminal on an empty stomach. You gotta fuel up however you can. I just think it's hilarious that this guy literally assassinated the CEO of a healthcare company because he was so concerned about this guy making poor decisions that would affect the health of the United States. And then he gets caught inside a McDonald's, which, I mean, arguably is responsible for more deaths.
Is that he's saying America's down bad. Like and that further emphasizes, he's like, all he could afford at the time was McDonald's. Americans should be able to afford better food and health care.
Yeah.
So yeah, and he was apparently spotted by a police officer at the McDonald's. Because at first I was like, what snitch ass Mickey D's employee called the police? And I saw today it was actually an officer. I think he could have been off duty. I'm not sure. He seemed like a new police officer. But yeah, an officer spotted him. And that makes more sense.
I mean, for a McDonald's employee, that $10K reward is like 8 years' salary working at McDonald's.
I don't know.
So I don't blame
Zach.
the snitch.
They're making good money at Mickey D's.
At the register or manager? Because I could see a manager pulling
Managers
it in.
are making like $50K.
Yeah, I think that's
But
great. I doubt
D's
a register
is like
girl is making
$15. I mean, it depends what state you're in and what the minimum wage is. And I don't know about PA, but like Maryland and New York are both like $15 an hour now, which is pretty good.
That's a lot of Mickey D's hours, though. You cross off just one quick call, 911, boom,
but
10K direct deposit.
Luigi did the American people. He's trying to make a point here and a lot of people are riding for Luigi and would like to ride Luigi.
Yes.
And so before we got on the pod, as I just mentioned, I live in Maryland. So when it came out, I immediately got a text message from my friend who sent a link and said, oh no, not a Towson guy. because he like was from Towson, Maryland, which is literally about 20 minutes from me. I used to work in Towson. A lot of my friends went to Towson University. Luigi went to high school at Gilman, which is a private all-boys school. Costs like $40,000 a year to go there.
Fancy, yeah. He did not need to be eating at McDonald's.
No, he did not need to be eating at McDonald's. He did not need money. The Mangione family is huge in the state of Maryland. They own like some country clubs. They own some retirement homes. They have a lot of money here. And so the first thing I do is go to Facebook and type in Luigi Mangione. And what do you know? We have mutual friends on Facebook. And I have, just on Facebook, I have so many friends that know the Mangiones. It's a pretty big family. So Luigi was 26, so he's younger. So I did not interact with Luigi personally, but my friend almost hooked up with his cousin. So there's a lot happening, and I just know that there are some girls in Towson right now that are just like, wow, I can't believe I sucked a murderer's dick back in 2020.
And according to what I know about Towson, there's a lot of girls wondering that at Towson right now.
Yes.
About just getting I hear it's a very sloppy school, and you know, I love that. You know, I as a former college degenerate, I appreciate the sloppy campuses.
Yeah, it's a decent school, but it has a lot going on.
I know you can't fully engage as someone who lives so close. You don't want to be Mangione'd in your own backyard by someone from Towson.
No, see, I don't. I don't. But
so that's just my opinion.
That's just my opinion. I worked at the college bar scene, and I was pretty sloppy myself around Towson. So honestly, I don't have. Yeah, bless up to my past self. She did a lot of things.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, it was just super crazy that this is really close to home. I'm seeing stuff all over national news. Then I'm seeing stuff all over local news. And yeah, it's just wild when it's such a high profile case, and then it's somebody that like I know where his house is or it's like his family home. I saw the news choppers like flying around on top of the house on Monday, and I was like, yep, they're definitely flying over the Mangione home for
100%.
For the news. So yeah, it's insane, but I'm really intrigued to hear more about everything, because there's so many rumors happening now, and I don't know. Like, there's rumors that like he had like a terrible back surgery due to like a surfing incident.
There's one going around that he shot JFK. That he was the one who betrayed Jesus Christ.
That he knows where Amelia Earhart is.
Yeah. That he might have even killed her.
Yeah.
That's what people are saying.
He could have.
Yeah. He's the one that convinced Biden to drop out of the race, apparently. He was
I
the
would
one
believe
who did that.
He's America's hero, apparently. But it actually seems like he has a pretty good reputation leading up to this event. Like, everybody's spoken very highly of him. So, you know, he, in some ways, it kind of seems sad because it's around the age of 26 is when a lot of mental illnesses really start forming. Like schizophrenia, not saying that he is. I mean, like, genuinely. It's just that as much as I might agree with his intentions, you can't assassinate somebody, you know? So
I'll go on the record and I will second that.
Yeah, like, it's probably not a good idea to murder somebody.
It's probably not a good idea.
Probably.
I'm willing to say that. Probably.
And you got to make up your mind on your own. But we say that it's probably not a good idea. I probably wouldn't do it. Probably. But it's a conflict. It's an interesting topic, right? Because healthcare is really fucked up in this country. And that really seems to be the basis of why he did what he did.
Yeah. I think it's also an interesting defense for the lawyer to go into the courtroom and say, look, he was leading a pretty good life up until about a really bad 34 seconds that we've all seen on camera. Straight A student, played lacrosse,
valedictorian at Gilman. Yep.
valedictorian, athlete, volunteer, and then he shot a CEO 3 times in the back. But before that,
he was a great guy,
solid guy, community guy, healthy guy. Just had a little bit of a speed bump.
Yeah.
With, a gun that he bought off the internet that some guy from China probably 3D printed. But before he made that purchase, he was like up here.
Stand-up guy.
And then he was down here, but just for like 30 seconds. But that doesn't mean he can't go back up to
you
here.
never know, honestly. I mean, he seems like a really intelligent person. I don't understand. That's why I was like, maybe like schizophrenia or some sort of mental illness is starting to take over to make you assassinate somebody. But other than that, it's like he seems like a really smart, well-liked guy. He obviously came from a bunch of money, so he would have inherited. Basically was set for life. So it's kind of like it's just interesting that a guy that's set for life goes out and throws his life away, really, by assassinating someone.
Yeah, it is.
Which I think might have been the point, right? Like, it kind of seems like he's that guy that's the point. Like, is that like, I'm making a stance,
Yeah, or maybe, so like, if you come from a rich family, you can sort of go out and, so a lot of people, they'll say, I'm going to do art design, or I'm going to paint for 10 years and see where it takes me. I'm going to, write a book because I have family money. I'm going to inherit stuff. If this doesn't work out, I'm going to live my artsy life. And then I always have my inheritance as a backup. Maybe his art was assassination.
And manifestos.
Where he saw John Wick. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
We know he tweeted out Ted Kaczynski. Maybe he saw John Wick sort of try to combine the two and was like, hey, I'm going to dabble in the art of assassination. Maybe I'll be artsy about it. I'll eat McDonald's like the poor kid, even though I don't have to, but I'm trying to make a point. I'll etch my message into the bullets. That's such like an art school thing to do, is like, I'm just not going to kill this guy. I'm going to write it out and make sure he really knows about it. And then he got caught and he's like, all right, you kind of have that rich mentality where it's like, I can't go to jail. Like, my family's worth $100 million. Like, I could do the most fucked up shit and explore myself or do whatever my urges tell me to do. But of course, I'm not going to go to jail. And, we'll see what happens, because he still has to get convicted by a jury.
Yeah, he's got to get sent to New York for one.
Yeah.
And honestly, there's a headline right here from TMZ that says fans are offering to foot all of his legal bills. I believe that because, we can obviously agree that's not a good idea to murder people, but people in this country are fed up about the cost of health insurance, the fact that you pay an astronomical amount of money only to get your claims denied, have to be on the phone for fucking hours arguing with people that just work at these insurance companies that aren't even doctors or have any understanding of what is going on with you medically, and they're there denying. It's a mess. So a lot of America is honestly standing behind Luigi. Maybe not so much for the murdering somebody, but for the point of you've got to like alter the healthcare system.
Yeah. And look, like you said, we're against assassinating big time CEOs.
Yes.
But it doesn't mean you can't use this to your advantage. So the next time I'm on the phone with Verizon and I say, hey, what's this extra $11 a month about? Put me on the phone with your CEO right now. And then I get on the phone with him and I say, it would be better for you and your family if you erase this $11 charge I'm seeing right here. And then I just
It'll
go,
be a whole
click.
lot better.
He's going to think twice about it, because he's going to see the Mangione headlines and go, I don't want to get Luigi'd. I don't want to, I don't want choppers over my house. Maybe
Correct.
This kid talking about $11.68 means business. So
it's a fair
that's up
assessment.
to you how to leverage it. Yeah.
Yeah. So we'll see. yeah, and like I said, there's rumors that he had a terrible back injury due to a surfing incident. Those rumors came from his landlord. I'm sorry, if I ever go to prison for an assassination, don't let my landlord say a damn thing about me. What is
Yeah.
his landlord talking for?
I'm pretty sure my landlord doesn't even know my name.
Right? I'm like, it's just funny that everybody's like running with these quotes because the quote was basically like, yeah, he had a terrible. It had like a picture of an x-ray, which was kind of towards his lower back. And
Yeah.
he had a surfing incident allegedly, and it fucked his back, and he had a spinal surgery, and he couldn't like be physically with anybody, like sex, I guess. But it's from his landlord. That
Yeah.
is where I'm like, wait, was he rocking the boat with the landlord? Like what?
Yeah.
What?
Well, they always the news will get a quote from
Yeah.
anyone they can. And it's
Yes,
hilarious
I know.
they'll start with wife or brother, then they'll go to cousin, second cousin, guy you went to
Well, you can get paid for that shit.
Yeah.
That's the thing. Like you'll get paid like, a few $100 just
Yeah.
to be like, oh, I knew Luigi. This is what I
Yeah.
thought of him while he was in school.
Exactly. Yeah, this like guy you
So
went
why
to
wouldn't you
kindergarten
say
with.
something?
And then all of a sudden you get a call. They're like, "Hey Sam, we saw you throwing up in the background of this guy's Instagram photo that just murdered someone. How well do you know Luigi?" And then you're just like, "Yeah, we were boys. we were best
we go
friends.
way back.
Haven't seen him since that photo in 2013 back at
Yeah.
Towson, but Luigi was my guy.
Good
And
guy.
he was a good dude.
Yeah.
And it's tough to see him and his family going through this rough time because we were just
Yeah.
close. We were so close.
Well, a lot of my Facebook page is people trying to be respectful of the family because so many of my mutual friends know the family and know his siblings, cousins, etc. And so yeah, it's just going to be an interesting time, I think, until this all comes to a close, which doesn't seem like it's going to happen anytime soon. I think this case will be going on for a while.
I wish that this assassination happened back during the time where Facebook was still all about updating your current status, where it would say,
Yeah.
Sam Nash is feeling blank, Luigi
Yep.
is feeling blank. And so you would get Luigi Mangione is feeling great. Just shot the CEO of United Healthcare
Feeling
in the back 3
fantastic.
times. Currently e-biking to Central Park. We'll keep you guys posted. 3
Yeah.
minutes later. On my way to Altoona, Pennsylvania. Could really use some chicken nuggets. I'll check in once I get there. About to hop on Amtrak. I just wish there was like that constant need to update your status to where a high profile murderer would get on and be like, I'll just toss
Yeah.
some updates.
I was also hoping, I mean, not that I don't hope for justice, but I was kind of hoping that the suspect would get away because I loved when the police, the NYPD, found his backpack with Monopoly money in Central Park. I thought that was really comical, and I thought for sure this guy is gone. Like, he's out of here. And I just wanted it to keep getting like more layered with bizarre stuff. So I wasn't ready for the fun to end. I feel kind of sad. It's like when the movie's so good and then it ends and you're like, damn, could have been another hour long.
Yeah. It's something about this gives me like second-rate Joker vibes where he's leaving clues, he's smiling on camera, he's sending messages to the public as he's getting dragged into the courthouse.
Mm-hmm.
I bet he kind of wants people to think that he got caught on purpose and he's just waiting and plotting. And something's
Maybe.
gonna happen in his mind because of the Monopoly money, the message on the bullets, the just easily getting caught in McDonald's for no reason. He could have hidden a safe house or he could have been a million other places except the biggest fast food chain on the planet.
Mm-hmm.
I think in his mind, he thinks like, oh, I'm about to flip the script on these bitches. Just
Probably.
wait to see what happens.
And that's where the mental illness comes into play.
Yeah. That's going to be a big defense, big time.
I'm sure.
Mental illness, and let's just forget about that 34 seconds.
Bad.
On camera.
It was just a quick, bad 34 seconds. Like, we've all had a bad 34 seconds before.
Yeah.
Okay.
Some people stub their toe. Other people buy a Chinese pistol and shoot a top 500
Anything
CEO in
can
the back.
happen in such a small amount of time.
Yeah. No, it's a crazy world out there.
Yeah.
And, people can have comebacks. There can be part twos. So we'll see what Luigi Mangione part 2 holds in store.
Yeah. And for now, Luigi will be celebrating Christmas in prison. While the rest of us will be celebrating the holidays with our families, with our hoes, our girlfriends, boyfriends, cats, dogs. I don't care who you spend it with. So we've got some holiday stuff in store. What do you got? Do you have a story?
So yes, speaking of the Christmas time cheer, Santa Claus.
Oh, my guy.
Was branded as a foreign secret agent in Russia.
Okay.
the man Santa Claus is now on the KGB's hit list as a foreign agent.
So is his first name Santa and last name Claus?
That seems to be what is essentially what's going on, is that there's this guy in Russia, and we'll get into it. It says, ahead of Christmas, a pro-Kremlin activist has pushed for Santa Claus to be branded as a, quote, foreign agent in Russia, according to the Russian outlet Medusa. Vitaly Borodin, the leader of the Federal Project on Security and Combating Corruption, sent a letter to Russia's prosecutor general imploring the iconic Christmas figure to be designated as a foreign agent due to, quote, his popularity in unfriendly countries, which use his image to, quote, undermine the traditional Christmas values. And so apparently this guy has been making a series of propositions to say, hey, Santa Claus is getting out of control in Russia. We need to get him on the hit list right now as a secret agent. We need to smoke this guy out and, get him back into the Western world where he belongs.
Wow. Okay. Go off.
Yeah. It's hilarious to me that the
Deck
KGB
the halls. Some may say.
Deck the halls. Decks the halls with bounds of holly. Fa la 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 la.
I like that.
Russian Santa Claus. It's hilarious to me that, like, if the KGB were taking this threat seriously, like, you just have a KGB spy sitting at a table going, the number one threat to Russia is the fat man in red suit. Fat man in red suit will undermine everything the Soviets built. We must smoke this man out of the country. It's not Ukraine.
Get him.
It's not Facebook. It's Santa Claus. We must kill him.
Kill him. End all joy. I mean, well, once Santa Claus, well, then that person would just become Santa Claus, right? That's how the Santa Claus movie started. So if that person kills Santa Claus, then they become Santa Claus.
That's true. Have they not watched the Tim Allen movie? What is it called again?
Santa Claus.
It's called the Santa Claus? Yeah.
That's the very beginning. Like, dude, do your research. You have to be very careful if you're killing Santa Claus, unless you want to become him.
It's Santa Claus is like a reverse vampire curse. The person to kill Santa Claus becomes the Santa Claus, and so you can never end the reign of Santa.
It's kind of like those horror movies, Smile. Have you seen those? Like,
I haven't, but it's on my list.
The whole like premise is like this. Yeah, it's like this thing that like infests your brain. But if you kill yourself in front of somebody, or you kill somebody else in front of another person, like it gets transferred to that person, and that's how it spreads. So, it's kind of, this horror movie was inspired by Santa Claus. Like, we're just spreading joy and viruses, and hopefully not STDs this holiday season.
You know what I'm thinking now? That maybe Luigi Mangione was a Russian secret spy that mistook the United Healthcare CEO for Santa Claus and was trying to take him out. Because he's an older white guy. Maybe he was an off-duty Santa. He saw him from the side, round
belly. He was walking out of Macy's on 34th Street.
He was right in the area. He was literally
He's right in Midtown.
Where Santa Claus lives in New York City.
Mm-hmm.
Mangione. It's Luigi Mangione. It sounds like what a Russian thinks like an American name is. Like the Italians, they come to America and they call their children Luigi Mangione, and then they just hop on a plane. And, he takes out the CEO because he mistakes him for Santa.
Yeah, I mean, it's a possibility. He was wearing blue, which isn't really Santa's color, but, anything is possible.
Yeah, if you're trying to throw people off the scent. I do think that there is something to this guy, Vitaly Borodin, his claims that Santa is a spy, because if you think about it, Santa
definitely is.
Santa makes the perfect secret agent. He keeps a list of everyone's behavior.
He knows if you've been sleeping, if you've been bad, good.
Yeah, everyone on the planet, naughty. Not even bad or good. Like he's like, I know if you've been bad, and I know if you've been naughty bad. That's how much of a close eye I'm keeping on you.
Mm-hmm.
He visits every house. He has a gang of little people slave spies for some reason that he doesn't pay, but just stay around him.
They just like his vibe. I mean, they work for free.
Yeah, they work for free.
Just for vibes.
They could fit into small places.
Yeah.
They're very good spies. Tunnels, dropping through ceilings, scurrying underground. They, planting listening devices. The elves are, they're on top of it. So Santa would make. If Santa came out and was like, yeah, he's working for the CIA, I wouldn't be surprised at all.
No, me neither. I mean, Santa Claus is pretty busy. Santa Claus has always fascinated me. And I know that, while it is daytime here, it is nighttime on the other side of the planet. And so that's how he's getting everything done in 24 hours. But that's not enough time.
No.
I'm like, you do not have enough time to go down every chimney. And I know they're like, it's magic. But I just fundamentally, I just can't comprehend how you're getting inside every house. Every single house.
It's got to be some sort of time machine distortion that the CIA is keeping from the people. And
I believe it.
For some reason, instead of using it to kill Hitler or go back in time and prevent some of the worst disasters in history, the CIA is giving this device to Santa Claus and allowing him to deliver presents to children all over the planet that they're going to forget about in 3 months
Gotta do something nice for the kids one day a year.
Yeah. I did have actually a random thought about time travel this morning.
Okay.
I think that being able to ponder the possibilities of time travel and say to yourself, oh, what year do I want to go back to? Let's just, spin the wheel and let's see where I land.
Okay.
It is a very white thing to do.
Oh,
because
for sure.
If I was a black guy, and I spun the wheel and it was 1672 Mississippi, and the first thing you hear when you get out of the time machine is, get him, one got away. And you're just like, what the fuck?
I mean, it's the same for women. I don't even think women my age comprehend the fact that we also had no rights not long ago. So, whenever anybody asks, would you go forwards or backwards in time, I'm always like, I guess I'm going forward.
Yeah.
But things could be pretty scary in the future as well.
Yeah, people don't talk about that enough as a white man privilege. I, for one, will be fully taking advantage of that.
Yeah, you can go anywhere you want.
Yeah, the guy's like, are you sure you want to go back? I'm like, dude, look at me. Do you think I give a shit? Pick a time.
You would go back. I mean, you're like, actually, it's better for me to go back.
Yeah, pick a time, and I was rich and relatively safe and banging bitches. And, the reign of the white guy is, it's not looking too good in the future. So, maybe that's where we'll all hide in like the year
In the
2040.
past.
We'll just go back.
And I go
time.
in the future and I'm like, it's just all lesbians. I don't even
Yeah.
see a single guy.
Yeah, just all lesbians using the fake cum strap-on.
Yes.
They're like, we ran out of actual cum, so now we have to use these fake strap-ons to fill each other up.
Yeah, I mean, that actually sounds like a beautiful place.
Oh, yeah. I mean, maybe, if Santa Claus is listening to this, which he probably is because he works for the CIA.
Yeah. That would be
he-
my Christmas wish, a Christmas miracle.
Yeah. Is there like a funny name for these cum strap-ons? Because like there's
No, I don't think so. The
there's-
juicer.
that's what
That's
they
what
always
I would
have,
call it.
They
Let's
always have
see.
some sort of weird, like there's one that is supposed to be a blowjob machine for guys, and it's called the Auto Blow.
I like that.
So I'm just wondering if it has.
I like the
some-
juicer. That's the one that I named.
Yeah.
Let's see. I'm on Betty'sToyBox.com.
Maybe the filler up.
I love that. The
filler-upper.
filler up.
Like Jiffy Lube. It's the same slogan as a
the
fucking
big
gas
gulp.
station.
Um,
That's the industrial. That's the deluxe.
yeah. Nope. Not these. Don't have names. This one. Well, this one's here is called the King Cock, because that one's
Okay.
the large and in charge one. But no, these don't really have names. That's sad. We should start our own page. Our own.
Yeah.
We just whipped out a few good names right there.
The Pussy Destroyer.
Yeah. Wow. Love that. So now,
Noah's Flood.
yeah, it's got to be like the Niagara Falls.
Yeah. The fucking the Turkey Baster
Ew.
2.0.
Ew. Whoa, this
The
one's
pussy
also
baster.
looking insane. Sometimes when I'm on these websites, you really learn something about humanity, because there's like normal looking straps, and then there's like, that is not a human. That is not intending to be a human penis.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like-
That's a horse strap.
Yeah, like, oh, this one's a centaur. So that's an interesting one.
Does it come with the legs?
Nope, it's just a centaur penis, and it gives you a picture of, I guess, who the centaur in reference.
Okay, so it's like you can look at this while you're getting pegged.
Well,
to
just so you
imagine
know, like
the
that's
centaur.
yeah. So exactly, and you know what? The strap does
Interesting.
look like it. You know, it's pretty fitting for that image of the centaur.
Yeah, you know what that's like? That's like reading the book instead of watching the movie. It's just having the strap-on
Yes.
cock of the centaur.
Yeah.
Because you have to imagine what the centaur would be doing
Yeah,
to you. It's
yeah.
not all just fed to you like a movie. You got to really like use your imagination and dig into the moment.
Listen, I'm a fan of role play. So if you want to role play as a centaur in your relationship, I think that's fantastic.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of magical space
That
for
is
role
magical.
play in any relationship. there is so this guy Vitaly Borodin, to go back to our little Santa spy. He apparently has been filing police reports snitching on many people throughout the Russian state. So Vitaly Borodin is known for filing police reports against purported enemies of the state, including journalists, singer-songwriters, and chocolate manufacturers.
Interesting. This is personal.
Yeah. I love how he starts with journalists, where you're like, okay, I could see,
Yeah, he's anti-media.
like a Western, not like a American journalist sneaking into Russia, leaking anti-Russian stories.
Yeah.
Then singer-songwriter, where you're like, all right, that's a stretch, but if you want to influence the way people think, music is a good way to do that. And then he goes chocolate manufacturers.
That's just personal.
To where I'm like, how, even if you did make your way
Don't
into
bring
the
a
chocolate
fucking Hershey's
manufacturing
bar
game,
over there. I swear to God. Like, you're going down. You're getting sent wherever they took Brittany Griner, okay? Like, you do not bring chocolate bars near this man.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, especially if there's weed in it, you will
Oh, you're
never
gone.
see your family again.
You're done. You're cooked.
Yeah. I wonder, I guess if this guy found out that Putin's favorite chocolate was in American chocolate, then he became concerned and thought, oh, someone could easily come in, an American chocolate manufacturer, slide Putin some poison, and then boom, take out the country's leader. But
yeah, it's pretty interesting because American chocolate's terrible. So I don't know.
That's what I hear. I hear it tastes like shit.
It does compared to like Milka bars, Ritter Sport, anything from Europe.
Yeah, but my wife, who is from France, has amazing chocolate over there, and she won't even eat American chocolate because
terrible.
She says it tastes like absolute horseshit. I personally, I mean, I grew up eating it, so I don't really tell the difference. I could tell the difference if in terms of like quality, where I eat American chocolate than I eat, Lindt or
Hershey's bars are meant for s'mores. Like, I don't think that Hershey bars are meant to be eaten raw like that. Like, it is meant to be made into a sandwich.
Yeah.
Of cracker and marshmallow. But if I'm just going to nibble on some chocolate for joy, I'm going to get a Milka bar or something that's just way better.
Yeah. Supposedly there's like some gene too that if you have it, it just automatically makes certain chocolates taste like shit.
Interesting.
And not even like chocolate, like it tastes like you're eating soap or something like that.
Yeah, okay. I think I heard about that.
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, apparently this guy Vitali's been submitting reports for journalists, singer-songwriters, chocolate manufacturers, submits reports every week. And so I'm just imagining the police officer that has to hear these reports from this guy Vitali, where he's like, "What is it this week, Vitali?" And he's like, "The M&Ms, the dancing man in the commercials, Russian spy." Like all this like bullshit, and having to hear that week after week, I imagine is weighing on the police officer.
Yeah, I mean, but you gotta. I mean, listen, you hired him.
Yeah, that's true.
So you got to deal with it. I mean, that's just the type of guy he is.
Yeah. So that's pretty much it for that story. That there is one thing at the end where apparently the Russian version of Santa Claus is Father Frost.
Okay.
So I thought, that is a banger name. I could picture.
Well, we have Jack Frost, but he not the same as Father Frost.
Father Frost is a banger of a name, I think, over Santa Claus. I think if Father Frost and Santa Claus got in a UFC ring, that Father Frost is just kicking that dude's ass.
That'd be really cool, actually. I would like to see that.
Yeah, and winner fights Jake Paul.
Yeah. And hopefully wins.
Yeah.
Wow.
100%.
Wow. Well, I'm here as a unpaid insurance agent, and I just wanted to go over some holiday drinking statistics because I don't know about you, but do you tend to drink more during the holiday? Like, what's your vibe like during the holidays? Like,
I would say during the holidays, it's pretty concentrated where my drinking spikes for Christmas and New Year's. And then around that, I might have some extra drinks, but I'm not going off the wagon. I'm reaching for the heavens and I'm coming back down. And it's kind of like the heart monitor machine where it just goes up and then
important.
It's flat.
Drinking's bad for your heart. But yeah, I just wanted to go through some stats because I thought they were interesting. And yeah, the holidays are coming up and this episode will come out like right before the holidays. So we want you to be careful. And if you're gonna set off a bomb or plan an assassination or anything, like just be careful doing so.
Yeah, safety first.
Yes, exactly. So basically I just have a page that just goes through so many drinking stats, and I just thought they were kind of interesting. I think it's good to know.
Let's brush up.
So the first is, do Americans drink more or less during the holidays? I think, what would your guess be?
More.
Yes, more. So out of 100%, 55% say they drink more during the holidays, which
that's low. That's
It's kind of a lie.
I would bet it's
like
98%.
Yeah, I agree because it says here 55% say yes, but men in particular are twice as likely as women to consume 6 or more drinks at a time, with 34% of men enjoying 3 to 4 drinks daily during holiday festivities.
3 to 4 drinks daily. I mean, if you're starting at noon and
That's not even that many drinks.
You're going to 8. Yeah, I was going to say.
Personally.
Now I'm thinking that we should be drinking more because if
I
you're going
think
to keep
so.
if you're going to be keeping a steady buzz over the course of 8 hours, one drink every 2 hours. Your liver is going to eat that up.
Yep.
You're supposed to be
And
challenging.
you're eating, like you're probably eating good Christmas fare. I know on Thanksgiving, I did some drinking, but I felt completely sober because all I did was eat food.
Yeah, it weighs on you. That's why you need an upper, which is why I'm advocating for a crystal meth Christmas.
Yeah,
I think we should bring back crystal meth Christmas. It's popular in some areas of the United States. New Mexico. There's a big crystal meth Christmas. A lot of Appalachian states. I think we should embrace that. We should have uppers on hand for that food coma because the alcohol, it's hard to put more.
It's a great stocking stuffer idea, actually.
Yeah.
Instead of putting coal in the stocking, you put little crack rocks in the stocking.
And then in the slipper, you put a little crack pipe. So when they get the crack rocks and then they go to put on their slippers and they're like, oh, what's that? And then they go, oh, and then there's the candle. There's probably a lighter
the holiday spirit
lying around somewhere. So then you just light up right there in front of your cousins and pass it around.
I support that. I would like to get things turned up. The biggest liars that are out there are the baby boomers, however, because baby boomers say 63% of baby boomers, so our parents' generation basically, only consume 1 to 2 drinks on the holidays. That's a lie. Okay, I've seen my uncles get smashed for Christmas. Okay. They're drink 1 to 2, more like 10 to 20. Okay.
Yeah.
1 to 2, both base lie.
Yeah, 1 to 2 drinks for a baby boomer is a nice breakfast.
Yeah, like that's a casual. That's actually just a typical day.
Yeah, I see. The only thing I would say supports this not being a lie is that I have noticed that more and more baby boomers, like the 60s, 70s, they're getting into edibles. And I feel like I'm seeing more and more high old
goofy.
people.
Yes.
Yeah, there's more and more high old people walking around the city where I see someone, I go, that 72-year-old is high as balls.
I love
right
that
now.
for them.
Yeah. So,
I love if you see them walking around, that's amazing because a lot of times people are afraid of edibles because you get like stuck on the couch and you're just hungry, and that's because you overdid it. Okay, you got to dose yourself properly. So it's encouraging to hear that there are elderlies out there wandering the streets high as fuck off an edible.
Yeah. And that generation grew up without therapy. You're not going to therapy now. You're just going to pop a 10 milligram and chill the fuck out at Christmas. Yeah, exactly. That's baby boomer therapy right there.
Okay.
It's just weed edibles. But still, that's a small percentage of the baby boomer population. I would say that 1 to 2 drinks.
Still lie. It's still got to be at least 3 to 4. And that's what they say millennials and Gen Z admit to 3 to 4 drinks during the holidays, which I think is pretty fair, especially for women and just, lighter weight. Like 3 to 4 drinks is pretty solid for your evening festivities.
Yeah. I don't think in the defense of the baby boomers lying on the survey, and I think the other who was the other generation right before this that said 3 to 4?
Millennials and Gen Z.
Millennials. That's even a lie to me. Who's honest for these surveys? who answers
That's
a
true.
survey?
Everybody lies. Most people even lie to their doctors.
We need to start normalizing getting fucked up because there's this societal pressure to go to your doctor
and lie.
And you know in your head when you've had 32 drinks in a month on a light month.
But you
and
feel
you walk
such
right in,
shame when
and
they're like, how many drinks do you have a day or a week?
And you say 3 to 4, and the doctor's like, a month? And you're like, yeah, let's go with that.
It's so embarrassing. I mean, I know it just feels wrong. And the thing is like, because also most people don't drink every day. So I mean, some do, but most people don't drink every day, and they'll be like, oh, how many drinks do you have a week? And the thing is like some weeks I might only have 2 drinks. Other weeks I might have like 30. I mean,
yeah,
the spectrum is pretty broad. Like, and I don't want to say, because usually when they ask that, in my head, I'm sitting there and I'm thinking about like the day before when I just drank like 10 Orange Crushes, but that I'm like, that's not a usual activity, you know?
Yeah.
But it did happen, and I don't want them to judge me.
I think doctors should start doing the questionnaires differently for drinking and smoking. I think the doctor should come into the office. They line up 6 shots of vodka just right in front of the patient.
Yeah.
And the doctor goes, slam these 6 shots of vodka within the next 5 minutes. And based off of how you act during the rest of this checkup, I will know your tolerance. And if you're slamming 30 drinks a week, you'll slam those 6 shots. And you're not going to be
in a lie. Okay.
You're going to not be slurring a thing. You're going to be walking perfectly. You might want to drive home from the checkup, and the doctor's going to have to say, whoa, 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 you did have 6 shots. And you're like, thanks, doc. I appreciate that. And if you're throwing up in a bucket, if you can't get out a sentence, if you're texting your ex right there on the spot while the doctor's trying to take your blood pressure, he knows that, you know, you're a little ass bitch and you can't really drink.
That's true. I just want them to not judge me. I am honest about the smoking weed now that it's more normalized. I'm like, yeah, I smoke weed every day.
Yeah. And the doctor's like, prove it. And he passes you a giant blunt.
I wish.
Face this.
No, it's like the nurse in the beginning. She's like, I only smoke girl blunts, and like you just roll one up together right there and smoke a blunt together. That'd be great. But yeah, so the most popular holiday drink out of cocktails, wine, spirits, beer, it's spirits, which is very much you, because you just sip on your little whiskey.
Love that whiskey.
Which is kind of insane, but also pretty cool of you.
Yeah, sometimes I do cry on the inside, especially when I've gone
that first sip.
So here's the thing. Whiskey is not really a summer drink. So I'll pop a seltzer during the summer. I'll drink some beers. That first whiskey back during the mid-late fall, you always it goes down a little bit tougher.
Yeah.
You feel the heat. It goes all the way down through your spine into your stomach. And I don't want to react because most of the time I'm in company, so I just continue to sip. But then
you're kind of drunk.
Yeah, after
then
2
it
more,
starts
I'm
going
back.
down. Yeah.
I'm back. It's kind of like riding a bike. If you didn't ride a bike for a year, you might be a little wobbly on your first time back, but then you ride around 2 blocks and you're good.
Yeah, no, I support that. See, I'm a cheap, shitty beer girl 365 days a year. I don't care if it's Christmas. I don't care if it's just a random Tuesday. I want an ice cold, cheap beer.
Are you a Natty Bo?
I do love Natty Bo. Shout out. But if I'm in a place like New York where there is no Natty Bo, I'm a Miller Lite person. My dad loves Miller Lite. So we got our beer fridge. Can't see it on the screen, but it is right there. And growing up in the country, every house has a beer fridge. Specifically, it literally has nothing in it except for wine, beer, wine in a box, let me clarify, and like a whole shelf of Miller Lite.
Yeah. Do you know that box? So in America, box wine is seen as the cheap shit.
Yes.
Franzia.
Absolutely.
If you go to Europe, they actually have good wine in boxes because it's just more economical to
they
buy
put
it
their
in
milk
huge
in
bags.
bags as well.
Yeah, wine in bags, milk in bags. You slap one in the morning and then one in the late morning.
Yep.
And then
Casual.
but yeah, I just thought that was interesting that when I go to France, I'm getting offered box wine, and I'm like, isn't this the cheap shit? How dare you put this cheap shit in front of me? I'm a guest.
Yes.
And,
I'm a
and then I
guest
found
in this
and then I
country.
found and then I found out that no, it's actually good wine.
Yeah.
It's just it's better for storage.
Yes. No, it definitely is. So another stat here, the question was, do holidays lead to unhealthy drinking patterns? And 12% say no, not at all. Only 8% say yes, significantly. And then we are split at 40-40, with half saying no, not really, and the other half saying yes, somewhat. So once again, I think this is a lie. I think, well, it can depend also, because there is like dry January.
Yeah.
So you kind of, I think what a lot of people do is they go on a fucking bender from Christmas Eve to New Year's Eve. So there's like a week where it's just a bender of drinking, eating, smoking, hanging with friends and family, playing video games, watching football, being fat and lazy. And then come January 1st, full detox.
Yeah. And I reject the posing of the way this question is framed.
Yeah.
With unhealthy drinking habits.
Yeah.
I think we need to uncouple the word unhealthy from the word drinking.
Yeah.
We need to start seeing the good side of drinking.
It is true, because you could say the same about weed, right?
Yeah.
And people talk more highly of weed because it does have a lot of benefits, but you are still inhaling smoke and flicking a lighter with carcinogen, and you are still not, it's still not like fucking great for you. It's not water.
Yeah. If I'm, drinking casually during most of the year, and then I just become a full-blown alcoholic for a week, is that really unhealthy in the grand scheme of things? I don't think so. If it's January 28th and your streak is continuing, maybe you should not start the morning with a double whiskey. But if you're stopping on January 2nd, you're going from like December 24th to January 2nd, you're getting lit the fuck up every single day.
Let it out.
Nothing wrong with that. It's your time. Spend it how you want.
Yeah.
And the detox, the more fucked up you get during that
the better
week,
the detox will
be.
be.
The better the detox is going to feel. Who wants to sit in the sauna and sweat out normal sweat? No, you want to sweat out fucking booze. You want to sweat out pills. You want to sweat out meth. You want to
sweat out all your
cum.
sins and
yeah, whatever.
everything.
Exactly. All that shit you did, whatever you filled up with, whether it's, shots or strap-on fluid or, a combination of both, you want to sweat that out.
Yes.
And if nothing's coming out, why am I paying for this detox?
No, it doesn't make sense at all. And then I have two more stats here. So this says, do Americans enjoy company holiday parties more if alcohol is available? Now, I mean, maybe I have an issue, but I would go so far as to say you will not find me at the holiday party if there is not alcohol there.
Yeah, I was just
won't
about
be
to
there.
say, if I showed up
I
to a
simply
holiday,
won't come.
I was just about to say, if I show up to a holiday party and there's no alcohol on site, I will shoot the CEO in the back 3 times.
Why would I want to be
and
here
go to
with
jail.
all of you sober? I have to do that every other fucking day. Okay,
Yeah.
The last thing I want to do is be sober with you guys at a holiday party. So I was shocked with these statistics.
Yeah.
So
Go
ahead.
I was gonna say, if you told me that right before Luigi Mangione shot the CEO in the back 3 times, that the CEO put on a holiday party with no booze, I would say let Luigi out of jail, because
let him out.
he
You just
committed
wasted
a
people's
public
time,
service.
and my time is valuable.
Yeah.
But I'm shocked here. So only 51% say yes, the holiday parties are more enjoyable with alcohol. That is
only
not
51%.
Yeah, I was expecting at least like 65 up. Like I think we're a nation of liars, Zachary.
I think It could be that, or it could be that the 49% are the sourpusses that didn't get laid at the
Yeah.
holiday parties. So, or that embarrassed themselves at the holiday party where,
That's on you. If you can't hold your drinking, like where you're embarrassing yourself.
yeah.
I mean, listen, everybody's different, but you got to know your limits, okay?
That's why the person that gets the sloppiest at the
Yeah.
holiday party is a saint, because no one remembers the second most drunk person at the holiday party.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone only remembers Christina that threw up 4 times in the bathroom
Yeah.
and then tried to blow the HR
Yeah.
assistant on the table in front of everyone.
Damn. Got to
If you-
start January with a performance improvement plan.
Exactly. If Christina's doing that and you're below that somewhere,
Yeah.
no one gives a shit what you did.
No.
Christina
no.
took the spotlight. So
No, I've never been to a holiday party where there wasn't alcohol or or drugs.
yeah.
like just being real, and I'm not gonna go. So if anybody out there, don't invite me to your party if there's not alcohol and or drugs. I don't want to come.
I think if you throw a holiday party and you don't have drugs, you should be put in jail.
I think it is actually a jail sentence. It's prison time. You need to do hard time.
Yeah.
It's a crime.
If you throw
rude.
if you throw a holiday party without booze and drugs, your jail should be you in virtual reality in the metaverse in a never-ending sober holiday party.
Oh my God.
And you go
With your
"This-
nana.
You wanted to do this, yeah, with your grandparents. And it's like you wanted to do this to other people. Now you get to experience this. This is your hell for eternity.
I agree. I 100% agree. I stand strongly beside you on this. I will be your vice president.
I appreciate that.
Yes. And so my last statistic here, which could fall in line with our girl Christine, who threw up at the holiday party and tried to blow her HR manager. It says more than half of Americans regret their holiday drinking, with 28% feeling remorse at least occasionally. So 28% feel remorse occasionally, more than half just regret the amount of drinking.
So these are what I like to call pussies.
Yeah.
You have to be able to embrace your holiday drinking, and you say, I'm going to become an animal.
I
I'm
want to
literally
put
not
an
a human
end.
being.
We need to end hangxiety. You know what that is? The hangover
Yeah, of
anxiety,
course.
and people shorten that to hangxiety.
Mm.
I think we all can suffer from it sometimes. Like, because a lot of times, like, you're out drinking, at least especially us girls, we're out here drinking and we're posting stories on the gram. We're like, hee hee ha ha, like taking all these pics. And then you wake up the next morning, your like eyes are closed in them. You look fucked up. And then you start experiencing anxiety from like, oh my God, like I thought I was looking hot. I actually was not. And I got to delete these. I'm over that. I don't do that. I let those pictures stay strong on
Yeah.
my stories.
Oh, yeah.
I'm
And-
not ashamed.
And again, for all the alcohol haters out there, if alcohol is so bad, why does it cure anxiety? Why can I wake up the next morning, feel hungover as shit, the panic attack starts to hit, and then I take a little shot of medicine and it goes away? So answer me that.
You know what? Great idea.
That's just one of the
Genius.
pleasures, the benefits of just drinking alcohol. It's a medicine. It's a
Yep.
drug. It soothes the soul. It brings people together.
It does. It's a social event.
Yeah.
And it's been around since the dawn of time. And I don't want anything to change. But with that, everybody be safe this holiday season and enjoy
Yeah.
your beverages. Enjoy your Christmas cocktails. Get your Nana fucked up on that red wine, okay? Let everyone live. And I want you to go into the new year with no shame and no hangover anxiety.
Yeah. Yeah. And I'll add to that, and I'll say, if you have in-person Christmas parties and you're hanging around employees, you're feeling uncomfortable, you're like, this feels, I want to go home right now. It's not a good time. I'm not enjoying myself. Get acquainted with that line where you had maybe 5 or 6 drinks and you're riding that line and you go, it could end badly, or this could be the best night of my life that I've ever had at a holiday party.
Yep.
Ride that line like lightning and,
Yep.
and be playful about it.
Yes.
Fill yourself
be
up.
so playful. Be a playful little elf this holiday season.
Alcoholic elf on the shelf.
That's right.
That's what you want to be. Don't be scared of that line. If you can always, if you go slow, you can always come back. You know, don't go too hard, but also don't go too soft.
No.
You want to ride right in the middle and just enjoy just the lightning of life and the buzz from the gods that have blessed our society with booze. And booze helps a lot of people get through the holidays.
Sure does.
And it doesn't get talked about enough because, you know, there's a lot of people who wouldn't be seeing their families if they had to be sober.
That's so true.
Yeah. To be fair, there's also a lot of people who aren't seeing their families now because of booze. But that's another podcast.
That's for a different time, Zach. Okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it's been a great episode, and it's also been a great year of potting, Zach.
Yeah.
So we're closing out the year here. We're gonna take some time off and come back in the new year, and you know, I might still be drunk, I might not.
We'll see. We'll see where we're at.
Yeah.
We'll see if we cross that line
Exactly.
and how well we sort of rode that lightning during the holidays. So yeah, happy holidays. Happy 60th episode of Breaking Takes.
60. Woo!
Yeah.
That's incredible.
Let's go, baby.
Yeah.
And yeah, I whether you're spending the holidays with family, friends, solo, whatever you're doing, I hope you have a drug to help get you through whatever that is.
Yeah.
You know, even if you're sober, you know, you could still get high on life.
Yeah.
I've never
just go out and smell the air.
It's kind of like runner's high to me, where people go, yeah, if you get past the 4th mile, you just get this insane buzz.
Yeah.
Never felt it. People say it happens.
I'm still chasing that feeling, you know?
Same thing. People say if you get high on life. Never felt it. People say it exists, though. But, you know, whatever your drug of choice is, we don't shame here on Breaking Takes. So, you know, from Santa being a CIA spy to drinking rules to, you know, Luigi Mangione, the CEO.
Yep.
Have just a wonderful holiday season, and we'll see you guys when we return.
Yeah. See you guys next time.
See you next time.
Yeah, welcome into 2025.
2025.
Woo! All right. Bye.